Good morning, students. Today we will learn about the embryo. What is the meaning of the embryology? So, the simple definition of the embryology, that is the study of development event occurring during the prenatal stage, is known as the embryology. So, the study of a developmental stage of the fetus inside the prenatal stage is known as a embryology. So, the branching of biology or medicine concerned with the study of embryos and their development. Okay, in second language we can say that the branch of biology and medicine that deals with the study of embryology. Okay, embryo and its development is known as an embryology. Next, that is what is embryonic period and what is the fetal period. What is the difference between these two terms, that is embryo and fetal? So from the conception means implantation to 8 weeks of period is known as an embryo, and after the 8 week of the period till pregnancy, till term of the pregnancy is known as a fetus. Okay, so this is the main two difference of the embryonic and fetus. Okay, so first we will learn about the embryonic phase, then fetal period. So first embryonic phase, first 8 week of development of 3 primary germ layers give rise to all structure basic body plan to the text shapes. So to the fetal body till but before 8 week it is known as the embryo. So in embryonic phase, that is the three primary germ layer are arise and it gives all structure and shape of the body, and after the 8 week it is known as a fetus. In that period remaining 30 weeks structure and organ are continuing growth and developing. Okay, so after 8 week till 30 weeks means till term of the pregnancy, the structure and organs are continuing growing into the mother's womb and fetus. Okay, that is fetal period. So clear, embryonic period and fetal period. Next, that is the developmental history of a human. So human history is very old. Okay, so from the maturation it is converted into the fertilization and embryonic phase, gastrulation and oogenesis. Okay, so we will learn in this unit that is different kind of the developmental history of a human. Okay, so what kind of the stages are included into the development? So first one, that is fertilization. Second one known as embryogenesis. In embryogenesis, 3 phases are included. That is cleavage, gastrulation and organogenesis. Okay. And last phase, that is the maturation. So mainly 3 phase, but embryogenesis is divided into sub 3 types. Okay. So this is about the stages of development. So we will detail in study of that stages of development. In that we will start from the fertilization. So what is the fertilization? So the process of fusion or union of the spermatozoa with the mature ovum is known as a fertilization. Okay, or conception, or second name is the impregnation. So what is the meaning of fertilization? Means fusion or union of the mature sperm and ovum or spermatozoa with mature ovum is known as a fertilization. Next, which produce the fertilized single mononucleated cell called the zygote. So what is zygote? So the fertilization process in that fertilized single mononucleated cell is known as a zygote. Okay, so single cell is known as a zygote. Then what is embryogenesis? From here, that is second stage is started, embryogenesis. In this, 3 subtypes are divided. Okay, so embryogenesis, the formation and development of an embryo. Okay, so formation and organization means development of an embryo is known as a embryogenesis. In that, first stage is a cleavage. What is cleavage? It is a series of rapid mitotic division of a cell. So cell growth is known as a cleavage phase. Second, that is gastrulation. In gastrulation, it is a phase early in the embryonic development of most animal and human beings, during which the single layer gastrula is reorganized into trilaminar, means three germ layer, known as a gastrula. Okay, we already discussed in previous the embryogenesis, that is developing by the three germ layers. So it is known as a gastrula. So what are the three germ layer? That is the ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Okay, so these all three layers are known as the three germs layer: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. This is second stage, that is gastrulation, comes under the embryogenesis. Last stage of embryogenesis, that is the organogenesis, the production and development of the organs of an animal or plant. So any animal or plant development is and production is known as a organogenesis. Okay, so this is about the stages of a development. So further move on, how the fertilization process takes place. Okay, how fertilization occurs. So we will learn that in following ovulation process, the ovum, which is about 0.15 millimeter in diameter, is picked up by the tubal fimbriae and is moved along by the cilia by peristaltic movement of the tube. So the mature ovum, which is situated in fallopian tube part of the fimbriae, and it is about 0.15 millimeter in diameter, picked up and moved it by the peristaltic movement in the tube for the movement. So at that time, the cervix, under the influence of the estrogen and progesterone level, it secretes a flow of alkaline mucus that deposited into the vagina. So by the hormonal changes of the estrogen level, the cervix, under the influence of estrogen, it secretes the alkaline mucus and deposited, means fixed into the vagina. Okay, so only 1,000 of a capacitated spermatozoa enter into the uterine tube, while 300 to 500 reach the ovum and remainder and destroyed by the acid medium of the vagina. So at the surrounding wall of the uterine cavity, many spermatozoa are moved and fixed around the uterine tube, like 300 to 500, but only one spermatozoa can enter into the uterine wall by destroying the acidic medium and level of the vagina. Okay, so it takes about 1 hour for sperm to reach the site. So all sperms have time of the 1 hour for reaching that site. Then the sperm release the enzyme, that is the hyaluronidase, which allows the penetration of the zona pellucida and cell membrane surrounding the ovum. So surrounding the ovum, that is the wall known as the zona pellucida. So the sperm release that enzyme hyaluronidase, which allows the penetration, means breakdown of the zona pellucida for entering the cell membrane. Okay, still ovum, reach for till the ovum. So for that they want to enter into the wall. So only one sperm can enter into the uterine cavity. So many sperm are needed for this take place, but only one will enter the ovum. As I told earlier, many sperm surrounding the uterine cavity, but only one can enter to the ovum. So after this membrane is sealed to prevent entry of any further sperm and nuclei of the two cell fuse. So after from many sperms, only one sperm can enter, and when one sperm can enter into the uterine cavity to ovum, the wall is sealed, okay, for prevention of any entry of other sperm. The sperm and ovum contribute the half the complement of chromosome to make total 46. So we all know that the chromosome in number of the 46. So sperm and ovum contribute that half number of that chromosome. Okay, means 23 and 23 divided of a 46. So the sperm and ovum is known as a male and female gametes, and the fertilized ovum as a zygote. Now the sperm and ovum is known as a, if sperm then known as a male gamete, and if ovum then it is known as a female gamete, and the fertilized ovum which fuse with the sperm is known as a now zygote. Okay, so this is about the fertilization process. In this figure, it shows that is the, see, this is the zona pellucida wall surrounding of a ovum. Okay, and these are many of sperm, but they all are want to go inside an entry of inside the zona pellucida, but zona pellucida has a basic layer and the outer layer of the uterine cavity having a acidic level. Okay, so by penetration of that wall, only one sperm can enter, and when one sperm can enter, the wall is a seal. See, here it is shown in figure number phase 2. Okay, so while one sperm can enter in third figure, they are fused with each other, and while they make together, it is divided, known as a zygote, male gamete and female gamete. So this is the picture of the fertilization process. Okay, so easy to understand. Next, that is the normal site for conception. So what is the exact location for the conception site? So the most common site of a conception is ampullary part of the fallopian tube, because it is a wider part of the fallopian tube. So the most common site of the conception is the ampulla. Okay. Next, that is usual time for the conception. Which is the preferable time for the conception period? So neither the sperm or nor ovum can survive longer than 2 to 3 days after the fertilization. It is most likely to occur when intercourse takes place not more than 48 hours before the and 24 hours after the ovulation. So no any sperm and ovum can survive more than 2 to 3 days. So the conception will take place about 14 days before the next period is due. So the exact time period for the conception means before 14 days before the next period. So the sex of the new individual at the time of conception is determined by the sex hormone. So the sex is depend on the sex hormone of the individual. Okay. So the base time of the conception means before 14 days of the next period. Okay. So every human has a 46 chromosomes, which are made up of 44 autosomal and 2 are responsible for the sex chromosome. Okay. So that 2 are, if male, that 2 sex chromosomes are, one of them is a X and another is a Y. So if woman have no any Y chromosome and male has Y chromosome. So if male, then 44 plus X plus Y, and if female chromosome, then female 44 plus X plus X. No Y chromosome present in a female. So therefore, sex of child always determined by the father. So always the determination of the sex is depending of the father chromosome, means male chromosome. So this is all about the embryology, stages of development, and what is the fertilization, conception time, and what is the exact location of the conception. Okay. So clear? If you find any doubt, you may please ask in next session. Okay. So thank you.